little bit about how you got to here today. I know you're not actually twins, but tell just some of the backstory.
That's our shtick. We're not actually twins. We met in college. We met at Augsburg College. Go Augies. And I transferred for the U of M to Augsburg, and our beloved professor, was like, I think you got to join this vocal jazz group called Gospel Praise. And Becky was already a superstar in this group, and I got in, and I was like, oh my god, okay, like fitting right into this new school. Found my new BFF. She wasn't so sure about me when we first met, but I think she's pretty sure about me now.
I'm pretty sure about it.
Probation is over.
15 years.
Yes,
I think
15
we can
years.
say we're pretty sure about each other.
I'm pretty sure about each other after 15 years. But yeah, we started singing together in choir and in that vocal jazz group, and then we had classical, or vocal performance, classical stuff,
All the things.
All the things. And then Becky had a college band called Becky Shaheen and the Midnight Hour. Shout out to the 100 super fans of that band.
Oh yeah.
And I started singing backup vocals like very sporadically, and convinced her to let me keep singing them.
Then we sang on each other's like solo projects, and then finally we were trying to figure out like when we were actually started going by the Twins of Franklin, and we started the Facebook page in 2017, but we were going by a little bit here and there before then, but so
yeah.
And then we finally released an album in 2020, and then this is just our second album, even though we've been together for a long time.
And you released it early in 2020.
Yeah.
Was it February?
February 20th
Yeah.
was our release show. I think we released it on Valentine's Day, because how cute and special.
Yeah.
And then the whole world shut down, of course.
But we got to have this like very utopic like release party right before the world ended.
Yeah.
And it was at Ice House again, and it was like the most fun time, and we were like, here we go, the twins.
Blast off.
Trajectory of
I would say that it was also kind of that day a little bit vanity for me, because I was pregnant, and I was like, I don't want to be so pregnant at our release show. And so I was like 24 weeks pregnant at our release show, and it was really, I was like, I want to still be in my second trimester, and like hopefully I'll hardly be showing. So it was really like my vanity that really pushed the album release and the show to that. So thanks to me and my vanity.
It's all because of you that we
can come in handy.
Canceling our big release show.
Yeah.
It is funny how things work out that way.
Yeah.
And I can totally appreciate not wanting to be 24 months pregnant. I did a video with someone, and I'm like...
Definitely not 24
Or not
months.
20, not 24.
Yeah,
24 weeks.
Yeah.
I did a video with somebody, and I think I was like... I was 8.5 months. And they're like, they do the video, and I'm like, close up, nothing below the neck. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did some live videos, like live in studio videos, and I was 8.5 months pregnant, and Becky was like 5 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And we're like, and I'm like pregnant, obviously.
Very
We're like,
visibly pregnant.
this is like our highest quality music video that we have so far, and we're like, all right, well, there she is. There she is.
But it's
Her
special.
pregnant.
I feel
It's gonna be fun to see now.
Yeah. And like I imagine like way down the road when like her son is like her son and my daughter are like older, and we'll be like, you were in our tummy at the same time in this video.
And now we're so famous. Look at us. Oh, just kidding.
Well, by association, they are too. Right there in the video. They got their stardom before they even
That's right.
took a breath.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys are each holding instruments. Would you ever play a song for us?
We sure would.
Twins of Franklin. Yep, here.
Which one are we starting with? This life?
Sure.
Get all this life?
Oh, great.
All right.
You can listen, babes.
All right. 1, 2. 1, 2. mistakes. Look at all this life we have. I'm glad we took the time to create this life. Look at this flower we grew. Carrots, beets, tomatoes, and rhubarb. We dug into the dirt to see what our seed is worth. Look at all this life. Look at all this life. Look at all this life we have. I'm glad we made this life. Is it wrong to be a little grateful? Is it wrong to find joy in these times when the world's unhinged and stable? I find joy in your eyes, and there's this child we made. I'm so glad to see your face in her face. Look what love creates. Look what love creates. Look at all this life. Look at all this life. Look at all this life we have. Glad we took the time to create this life.
Lovely. In studio, the Twins of Franklin with This Life. I mean,
Double goosebumps, seriously. 2 layers.
yeah,
for
that
real.
harmonizing for that
Yeah.
is gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous. I'm going to ask you about the song. I'm going to go out on the limb and say proud mama, proud partner type song. And
Yeah.
But it's, yeah. How did you say, I'm going to write a song about kid?
Yeah, I wrote the song about a month into motherhood, and
And Becky's first was born in June of 2020.
yeah,
so
June
like
2020.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's
I-
right. That's, oh.
So I had a kind of a maybe a different. I
Yeah.
think some people had this had this experience with COVID, but I totally understand that it was terrible for most people, and for me, I was so happy. I was so busy beforehand, and I was like, I really want to slow down in these few months before I become a mom. And that was not going to happen. And then the pandemic happened that forced me to stay at home. And I was just, me and my husband were just spent all our free time in the garden and just with each other. And like, it was a very like nice time. And I wasn't, a lot of pregnant people I think were really worried what would happen, and I was just kind of like, I trust that it'll be okay.
Wow.
And so I didn't have that kind of anxiety, and I was just like, and we always have had very invested in our outdoor spaces and our gardens, and I think just like having nothing else to do except focus on that growth of the baby and our veggies and fruits and everything. And my husband, so we go on these garden walks, and he always like gestures around, and he would go like, "Look at all this life," and I always love that. I love when he says that. And so then had this baby, and oh my gosh, now I'm crying. But so then we'd go on this garden walk, you know, with our baby, and he'd be like, "Look at all this life," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at this life," you know, and like our life that we've created. And it was like, "Oh, that's a song," and I like literally was just like, "Yeah, that's a song." And like it was one of the easiest songs I've ever written, and I think I've written some really sad songs with such ease, but it was so nice to write a song that was so happy and not like, I have all these sad feelings I gotta get out, but like so that's how that song was written. And I think it was the first song maybe on the album that we like started playing live as well, and obviously we got good responses from it because I think in the recording is so lovely. It makes me cry still. And I've played it so many times. I've listened to it so many times.
So
and I'm still
does
like,
it.
why am I always emotional about the song? I always will be. So
I was going to say, listening to it too, it feels like comforting, like your grandma is wrapping this
Yeah.
quilt around you, like you're safe, you're taken care of, and like telling your story. I don't know it. I've never had that from a song before. It is beautiful.
I always when we were talking about recording it too, and the feel of the song with the band, I was like, it should be like a fall day in the 70s, and you're like, you're wearing like a comfy thing,
Yeah.
and so it is like that warm, like it's a very warm song.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I think it's during COVID, we had the opportunity to talk to at least 200 performers
Wow.
through Zoom. And so we'd get different glimpses of different people's life and how, and we'd always like to hear the silver linings.
Yeah.
You know, and think of that because you'd never been able to take that time off before. So I thoroughly enjoy hearing.
I'm a silver lining
Becky
person.
is the queen of silver linings.
Some people are like, I don't want to hear your positivity. I'm upset. All right. Be mad with me.
No, I think
It's
lean
very
in.
her optimistic like mentality and finding the good in all the situations. Like 1 out of 100 times, I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. But most of the time, it's like, oh, you're right, bud. You are right. Like, we never would have, like, I mean, obviously COVID had so much bad, and it's so easy to dwell on the so much bad of COVID. But, like, being able to, like, sit and look back and think of, like, the beauty of being at home with your partner and your kids and your dog and your plush garden and then eating it's just like it's very a romantic like look back on a time where most of the things that you saw and heard were this is the worst time of our lives. So
But I think even for those of us who may not have had that sunny a time during that time, there is some romanticism so that, you know, the seed art project that's never going to get finished, except, you know, that another day that I'm bored. I haven't been bored since the end of, you know,
Totally.
I think we will remember it in a different, not all of it,
yeah.
but we will remember those little silver linings of, oh
Resetting.
yeah, that time I had 2 daughters lived away and one, I had a teenage daughter living with me during that, so that was the dream. But
So jealous.
yeah, oh, it was great. But one of the funny record store day, which is a tradition for us. I mean, nothing's open. It's
Yeah, right.
April. We drove by all the record stores we would have gone into.
Oh, that's
And I'm
so
begging her to
cute.
go to a record store with me last week, and she's like, "Come on, please."
Not a
I don't even know if I'll be back from my boyfriend's by then. I'm like, all right, let's go. But we will all romanticize it, so I
Totally.
think that.
Mm-hmm.
So is that how the yin and yang of your relationship go with music writing? They're very, super positive and I say more realistic.
Yeah. I mean, sort of.
kind of an, I don't know, I think we both take turns writing sad songs and happy songs, and I think one thing that we have heard from other people is like, I like how your songs can be like a little self-helpy, and they're not necessarily all about like relationships or whatever, which is so easy to write about relationships, and not all songs are about relationships, but ours, like, we've gotten praise of like, I needed that self-help talk. And I think Laura is kind of a definite queen of the self-help. Like,
yeah, Laura needs a lot of help. But,
what we're getting out of this, yes.
yeah.
No, I mean, I think we write songs separately and then come together and workshop them with each other. And like this album, just like our first album, has 4 songs that I wrote, 4 songs Becky wrote, and then our bandmates also help, like, especially with this record, really helped us like flesh out the form and everything. But the lyrics and the like inspo is usually very personal and like very inspired by experiences that are either exactly our experiences or like close to us. And so, yeah, and, you know, Low was an album where there was a lot of ups and downs of, even pre-COVID, of, you know, feelings and like looking for, I remember just feeling like an artist being like, I wish I had more music that was like giving me affirmations, and so we wrote some of those songs as well. But this album is much, I think, more like, I don't know, that's like the beauty of getting to write music that's based on your life, is like it's an anthology of the last 4 years a bit. And
Just gonna ask if all the material is from the last 4 years, or does it go further back?
No,
It feels like that.
it's
you know,
mostly, yeah, I think like
basically June, all the songs were in June of July of 2020 to like, maybe even, I'm trying to remember when, I think Worry was the last song that was written
that's right.
for it, and
And that was after Maggie was born,
yeah,
and Maggie's
so that was
not
like
yet
22,
2.
22 sometime in there, so it was during that time, and
Yeah.
then recording takes a long time sometimes.
well, I'm amazed you can find the time to work on it with small children,
Mm-hmm.
because they are time sucks.
Oh yeah, sure are. We are able to do that because we are
I'm very supportive,
very lucky
Awesome.
people with
Partners.
amazing partners.
and also we prioritize that part of our lives,
Yeah.
because
I gotta say that again, because I think other people, that is speaking
Yeah.
of, you know, some self-help, I think it's
Yeah.
important for you to,
For anyone listening,
Yeah.
definitely only enter a relationship with a person who is your number one fan and is like, I want you to be successful. And like before having babies, I looked at my husband and I was like, I'm down to do this. With the caveat that I'm not like, my identity isn't, I don't want to be like swimming in the identity of motherhood, because I am a musician and I'm a friend and I like prioritize those things so heavily in my life, and he was like, heck yeah. So he like, and I know that Daniel, Becky's husband, they had that same like combo. Like,
I don't even know if I had to have the conversation, because I wouldn't have married him if I knew that wasn't going to be the case.
yeah,
And I always like to compare. I'm like, anyone else I dated or was into, I'm like, I would have not had kids with them, because I know that they wouldn't have been like that.
like the most present. Like we just have very present dude
We're
dads.
lucky.
Dude
Oh,
dads.
lucky.
Shout out to Patrick and Daniel,
there you go.
who are probably listening. Maybe
You better be.
You
better be listening.
We
Quiz
love
up.
them so
Quiz
much.
I think that's amazing, though. I just love the very purposefulness of it.
Yeah.
You know, that saying this is, I think that's super important.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important for artists to hear, but for everyone to hear.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I think it's very easy to get kind of caught up and lost in parenthood, and then like, and inherently I think women, like, especially because of our bodies and because of, you know, a lot of women and in hetero relationships are the go-to parent, and like I think it's very easy again to get just like super sucked into not having hobbies in life.
I think even a lot of people that I know that used to play a lot of music don't play music because they're like, well, even if they don't have kids, they're like, you know, they don't prioritize it because I don't know, life happens.
Yeah.
And jobs can get harder, and it's a tough thing to like keep going with.
Yeah. But we have been motivated to do it since day one.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's also really helpful to have a buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
like a workout buddy.
Like a workout buddy who's like, okay, ready, y'all do some lifts. Now you do some lifts. Now I'll do some lifts. And
Yes.
it helps that we're best friends too.
Yeah, that
We
way,
like
you know,
hanging
yeah,
out
yeah,
with
you
each
can,
other.
which is that is a big deal too.
Yeah. So we like, you know, I, for example, sometimes watch Becky's daughter on Monday mornings, and it's so nice because she'll come over and I get to hang out with her, and then Becky and I get afternoon while our kids are napping to like check in about music and play through songs, and we did that on Monday this week, and so we just prioritize our friendship and our child rearing together, and especially our music, and that's why we're amazing.
That's part of it. That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's why you go far. I mean, because you have amazing voices, amazing voices.
Oh, thank
But
you.
but other people do. But it's that focus, and
Yeah.
it's that putting that time in that I think makes a difference.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Speaking of amazing voices,
Yeah.
can we implore upon you to play another song?
Sure thing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, this is a very opposite vibe. The song is called The Wait. 1, 2, 3, go. How should I measure this? Measure a loss, someone I hardly knew. And how do I process it? My mind won't quit saying
For you. For you. For you.
In studio with the Twins of Franklin on Mostly Minnesota Music on WMCN 91.7 FM in St. Paul. Wowzer.
I know. It reminded me when I went to see Mumford and Sons one time and they said they were all in class. I was like, that music teacher was probably like, and then I was thinking for Augsburg,
Yeah.
they spelt the same thing. If I heard you two, I'd be like, well, that's happening.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, I think we would definitely say that our teachers at Augsburg being like, hey, you two.
Yeah.
Um, you sound really good
Yeah.
together. We sound alike. We kind of look alike. And I think them just encouraging, and we were in the same year and we were both sopranos and we sat next to each other and we were obnoxiously together. But them encouraging that was like definitely part of why we're here right now.
And I think also they were just like champions of like, you guys could do anything.
Yeah.
Like they were very like, very supportive.
You want to compose?
That music department was awesome.
Yes.
It was a great place to come out of.
Yeah, how can we connect you? Who can we connect you to?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do? You can do classical, you can do singer-songwriter, you can go play at the Acadia, you can go play at the Timeline, go do it all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is the nice thing about the Twin Cities, too.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
You know, a lot of choices, a lot of different,
Yeah,
and a lot of support, it feels like.
yeah, highly connected, lots of support, a lot of like grassroots, DIY support.
Mhm.
It's very nice.
Yep.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Which kind of gets me to shift to tell us about the album release. Tell us
Yeah.
about all of the logistics. You can maybe give a shout out to some of the support that we have in the room for
Yes,
you,
for sure.
Heidi.
Yes, we have our BFF Heidi Nelson here, who is our publicist and very, very, very close friend who got us connected with you wonderful folks here. And I mean, yeah, we could sit here and talk about Heidi for 45 minutes straight. And now we just have this magical connection with her. And she hired us to play at this amazing thing called the Concert for Charlie. And not to pivot back, but the song that we just played, "The Wait," was inspired by a miscarriage I had. So we are connected by this the story of child loss as well.
And I'm going to parse that into
Yeah.
two. Do you want to talk a little bit about this song, and then we'll talk about Concert for Charlie?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I just because I know that we know the backstory, but not
We're here
everybody.
for
Yeah.
Hours, you guys.
Yeah, just tell you about The Wait. The Wait was one of those situations. I mean, Becky and I talked about these two songs, two of the like three motherhood, parenthood inspired songs, and this was another one that like completely flowed right out of me. Yeah, I had all of these friends who had babies in 2020 and watched them go through this, and my husband and I were like, okay, now we're ready. And we started trying, and we're coming up short, and so we ended up trying for a little over a year, and then we fell pregnant, and it was like the first time I'd seen a positive test, and after taking, I don't even know,
Like so many
it's
times.
like 50 tests,
Like we should get stock in
yeah,
EBT.
yeah,
Yeah.
like eventually you have to buy the box. That's
Yeah.
like the quick tests, like the little strips, and had a did the whole thing where I went to the CVS and got a digital one that could say pregnant, and it did, and told a bunch of people, and was so excited, and then 5 days later I had a miscarriage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. And that was like particularly, I mean, all child loss, all pregnancy loss, like it's like this very fraught, very devastating thing. But after trying for so long and being like, will this ever happen? It really was like this devastating, especially devastating feeling. And I had a close friend who had been experiencing major infertility and had miscarriages, and she was like, I think you gotta write a song. Like, she's like, I don't know any songs that are written inspired by something like this, and I'm sure there are, but like, she's like, even if you never play it for anyone, like, go express it and go sit and write it. And I did. I sat and I wrote this song, and it was, again, like, very cathartic, very therapeutic, like, way to express grief. And and then I brought it to my friends, Becky and our bandmates, Joe and Brian, and they were like, okay. And, like, the thing about miscarriage is when you have one and you start talking to people about it really openly, which I had decided I was going to do, is, like, like, everyone, everyone knows someone. Everyone for sure knows someone who has experienced, if they are actively, trying to have babies, have experienced it. It happens so much, and, like, it's just this, like, silent thing that we are kind of asked to hold ourselves. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
No, good for you, because that does, speak power to other people doing the same. And it's such it's the compliment between the two songs. It's such an amazing look at all the shades of motherhood.
Yeah.
All of the different shades. And
Right.
some of them are more obvious than others, and some,
Right.
but there are so many different.
Yeah. I mean, I have memories too of, like, playing and practicing Look at All This Life kind of freshly after having the miscarriage, and being like, I can sing through Look at This Child We Grow, and it's okay. And, I have a 2-year-old now, and he is the love of my life, and he's the best thing ever. And I got pregnant 2 months later, and it was like...
And it's stuck.
Stuck.
Yeah.
But, like, so I'm a very, like, I feel so lucky and so, like, blessed because of that, getting to experience motherhood, just have
Which is good.
a song to show for it.
And that might be the time to shift to the concert for Charlie and for the resources that benefit.
Right. Well, so our beloved friend Heidi here is putting on the second concert for Charlie, and it's 10 years since we lost Charlie. And do you want to come talk about Charlie?
I can.
Would you come talk about Charlie?
Sure. Yeah.
If you would. Yeah. Heidi Nelson, everybody.
Yeah.
Like Laura said, Charlie was born and passed away when I was 30 weeks pregnant in 2014, and the last concert for Charlie was actually January of 2020, so similarly to their
amazing
album release. Yeah, we had it, and then the world shut down. So this year he would have turned 10, and it just felt like the perfect time to bring it back. And these two were the first act I signed on to the bill for the first concert for Charlie, and it's where it all began, and just so excited that they're going to be back to do this second one this year. But it benefits Face Lodge, which is a retreat center in Danbury, Wisconsin. And basically they provide support for grieving families who have experienced child loss, pregnancy loss. And it's just this really unique type of support and resource that, like, doesn't exist otherwise. And I just feel, I went there actually after Charlie died, and I just feel super passionate about, making sure that they can continue to do what they do and make it accessible to as many people as possible.
Yeah. So she puts on this great concert benefit and raises money for Faith's Lodge, and the lineup this year is amazing. And you have silent auction, and we're playing for the VIP cool kids. So go get your VIP tickets to Concert for Charlie. And it's on June 1st.
June
2nd. Sorry. I think it's
June 2nd.
So June 2nd, Hook and Ladder Theater. These two and Jillian Ray, the Neighborhood Quartet, and Nerdy as headliners.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay! I'm so glad we got to talk about that, because I think that those resources are so important in the same way. I think it's so important in showing the different stages, different shades of motherhood that you do. And I see a lot of different, more stages than shades in the most recent album, the upcoming album too.
Yeah.
But now we're going to shift to something a little. Let's talk about the album release.
Yes.
While we're talking logistics, let's talk about it.
It's like about a month away, which is so exciting. It is May 31st at Ice House.
Is our party.
Is the party. Yeah. I'm mostly thinking about the party.
Yeah. Who cares when the album comes out?
No
man.
babies in
But
the belly
first,
this
it will
time.
come out
Yeah.
on May 17th. It will be available on streaming. We did press vinyl, and
Nice.
it sounds amazing on vinyl. It really does. It's the first time either of us have.
Pressed any stuff on vinyl.
Yeah, so that's exciting. It is available for pre-order on our Bandcamp. Easy to find, just Tons of Franklin. So yeah, comes out 2 weeks later is
Yeah.
the release show.
Lucy Michelle and her band are opening for us, which is very fun. And we'll have super fun artists joining us on stage. Like Jillian Ray's gonna hop up and play some songs with us because she plays on the album, a few songs on the album, and she played a few songs on our first album too. So we have our best friends doing backup vocals for us.
Oh, yeah.
Backup vocals and backup dancing. Our friend Lindsay would like to
Ooh.
give a shout out. Mostly that she's like, I will be backup dancing. You had better.
And then the album was produced by Kevin Bowe, who's an amazing, amazing music person
Yes.
around town. And we couldn't convince him to play at a release show, but he will be there emceeing it,
Yes.
providing
Oh,
support,
nice.
making us laugh, probably.
Yep.
He's
the funniest guy
incredibly
ever.
funny person.
Yeah.
Yes, we had him in studio a couple of years
I
ago.
was gonna say,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and Jillian Ray is
And
not,
Jillian Ray, yeah,
not
yeah.
humorous either. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be a fun night.
Yeah. Lots of funny
Just people who
personalities.
Yeah.
like life, love having
Yeah.
Love music, love fun, love joy, love
Yeah.
laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll ask what, and I don't know the answer. Is it a family-friendly show?
I
No.
think it's
No, okay.
21 plus.
No, I think that, well,
Our kids are not invited.
that's
Somebody asked me
that's
last night,
fair.
oh, is Rory coming? And I'm like, no.
I need the focus.
Yeah,
here.
which like we obviously love having kids at shows, but definitely it's a 21 plus show, and we don't play till 9.
Yeah, there you go.
9:30,
That's
so
Yeah.
way past kiddo bedtime, 2-year-old
it's-
bedtime.
It's kind of past my bedtime.
That's awesome. It's going to be a fantastic show.
Definitely. I'm
All right.
excited for it.
Should we listen to one more off the album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys have Stuck Inside
Yes.
queued up, which no one has never been played before ever.
Ooh.
So you guys are
Radio
premiering-
release, premiere. Here we go. All right. Is that millisecond of quiet that
I know you're like.
puts my gray hair?
Yeah, I believe.
And on the radio, people are hearing this. This is still recording because it just
Oh,
makes
oh.
me. So don't say anything
Hey,
about
guys.
friends. Yeah, now's the time. Tell us all that. Oh, good. I hope that was good to fit in.
I
about the
don't
comment.
see
It
how you could be friends with Jillian Ray.
seems-
Yeah, right?
You have the
No.
same personality there.
Like, I don't remember when I first met Jillian, but she and I were neighbors. And
Oh,
like,
jeez.
I just moved, but just like the most effervescent, enjoyable, fun, loving,
Yeah.
talented,
Yeah.
beyond measure. One of those things where, like you could have a bunch of people play on your stuff and you're like, no, we gotta have the one and only Jill.
Yeah.
But she's a blast. She's fun. She's always at Big Turn too, I feel like, and we got to see her and her band
Kill it.
absolutely kill it.
What was the one
At
of the
Elks Lodge,
funnest shows,
So
man.
much fun.
She was like, I wasn't expecting anyone to come. And it was
It
packed.
was absolutely
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it was dead. I
Funny.
think they were sound checking and it was dead. And then everyone like flocked and
Yeah.
packed the place.
We're all here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love that.
Elks Lodge selling $3.50 whiskey sodas.
Yeah.
What?
That's
the heck?
What could go wrong?
We live here.
What could go wrong? Yeah, yeah.
No. Good times. Good times.
I was gonna say, wasn't that one of your songs? Whiskey does something.
The all
All your
all your love, all your
yeah.
love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song. I had wanted to fit into a song. I think the first hook was like Tequila Crier and a Whiskey Fighter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sounds fun.
That is absolutely
So
I
that
feel
was
like that's a
nailed
shirt.
it. Nailed it.
That's
Oh,
definitely a shirt.
We just we just got so much merch, and I convinced Becky to like pivot on some merch things, and we're having little like three different shirts with three different hooks.
Ooh,
Nice.
From
I
our
love
lyrics
it.
on the back.
Nice.
We almost did like all your goddamn love,
Oh, that's cool too.
but did we? No.
All right.
No, we did.
We did.
I'm gonna be all businessy because after this we'll probably just
Yeah.
looking at time and
Yeah, right.
and we get replaced at 2, so
Sure.
we'll just
Yeah.
quickly and go back to
Yeah.
sorry, but if I
Do you want us to talk about this song?
This song,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
See ya like 3-4 minutes then we'll
Did you hear the euphonium?
Oh wow. All right, so you have 2 minutes to talk about this.
I have 2 minutes to talk about it.
This is so. I keep on getting so distracted.
Oh,
I know,
all
it's-
the-
It's good.
Stuck Inside by the Twins of Franklin, who we have in studio.
that are stuck inside with
They're
us.
stuck inside with us. Yeah.
I was gonna say you have a fun little tidbit of information of this song. I
Yeah, this
heard?
was another COVID song. It was like very freshly written into COVID, where I was like straight up staring at my husband in the face, being like, "What are we doing today? Still nothing. Okay." And it just like came out, and we're like cleaning the house, and at this point, again, we had 2 dogs and 2 cats who get shout outs in the song. But the other little tidbit is that both of our husbands appear on this song. So my husband sings and does some whistling, and Becky's husband plays euphonium on it, and we just love that they get. We love that they get credit and that they're on this song. It's like a little cute love song that
Mhm.
Yes.
was very fun to make. And
It was really fun.
record.
We weren't originally gonna record it, or we didn't think about it, and then I was like, and we were like, no, we're doing it.
We're
and
doing
it ended
it.
up being so good.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like the secret banger of
Uh-huh.
the album. This is gonna probably do the best.
People are gonna love it. And, yeah.
I think so. There's just
It's so feel good and so
Yeah.
cute and like sing alongy and catchy. It's so
Very catchy and
so-
uplifting. Yeah.
If you love a good sing along, come to our release show on May 31st because we will make you
Singing along is required, otherwise you have
We
to pay
are
double
choir
for your
Yeah.
registry.
and we will make you sing with us.
all right. So let's give those details out again one more time. May 31st.
At the Ice
At the Ice House.
Album comes out on May 17th. You can pre-order it now on Bandcamp. It'll be available for CD and digital and vinyl. And
And it's awesome. Laura,
you.
Becky, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Twins
you
of Franklin,
so
for
much
joining
for
us this
coming on.
afternoon.
Time.
Yeah.
We'll come back if you'll have it.
Yeah. We'll make that happen.
Definitely.
All right. Now we got songs about place names.
I
Place.
know.
Yeah. What do we got?
Trip Shakespeare with Toolmaster of Brainerd. Thank you.